Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne Kimball, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. In today's video, I'm going to explain how do you claim a secondary condition secondary to a secondary condition. I've seen it done as a former VA rater, and I've actually adjudicated some of these cases. So in today's video, I'm going to explain and give you some clarification so you understand. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, everyone, how can a veteran claim a secondary condition secondary to a secondary condition? Okay, pretty much straightforward. A lot of veterans, they don't know about this process. But before I share it with you, I want you to understand two things. One, I am not a medical or mental health provider. I'm only sharing things that I saw as a VA rater when I adjudicated cases in this particular example that I'm going to give you. Two, I am not saying to go out and do these things if you don't fall in this category. But if you do, now you'll know how to do it by the end of this video, okay? So, you know it. I got some slides for you, so let's go ahead and get into it. Slide number one. Here in slide number one, this is the M21 manual reference, and it talks about secondary. SC stands for service connection and aggravation. We're all going to be talking about the secondary. I shared this slide in one of my previous videos about secondary conditions, but that video is a little bit different. Okay, it talks about secondary conditions, but not stacking secondary conditions. Okay, but in order to start a secondary claim, you need three things. One, lay or medical evidence, one of the two, all right, of a current disability or symptom. Okay, disability or symptom. So it has to be either lay or medical or disability or symptom. It does not have to be an actual diagnosis, okay? Evidence of a SC, service-connected primary disability with substitutes for the in-service event, injury, or disease, okay? So if you're claiming something secondary to a condition, that primary condition, that condition has to be service-connected, okay? Then it says and, because you need all three of these. Indication that the claimed secondary condition may be associated with the primary disability. Now you may be asking yourself, Dwayne, how do I come up with that? It's simple. Here's a quick example. You're service connected for the right knee. Your right knee has gotten really bad and you shift your body weight over to your left knee. And now you're having pain in the left knee and you're going to claim left knee pain / condition secondary to my service-connected right knee condition, okay? Simple as that. The veteran is competent to give lay evidence of what? A current symptom. Bullet comment number one, okay? Now, move right along. Slide number two. Here in slide number two, this is an example from the same M21 manual reference. Now, they actually gave two examples. The other one, the analysis was really long, so I didn't want to make multiple slides, okay? So I'm just going to share this one. But I think the VA is doing a good job as it pertains to some of the more complicated M21 manual references. They're giving examples, okay? Now, the next example, veteran claims stomach problems. Not a diagnosis, just says stomach problems, secondary to his service-connected heart condition. He indicates that since he began taking prescribed medication 2 years ago for his heart condition, they just dropped a huge nugget, and I guarantee you half of you that watch this will not get it, or still probably don't know. Yes, it's not due to the primary condition, it's due to the prescribed medication for the primary condition, okay? He has experienced stomach problems to include constipation, pain, and indigestion. There are no specific diagnoses related to his stomach symptoms noted in the evidence of record. Analysis. While the veteran's lay statement Remember that first bullet comment from the first slide is not sufficient to ultimately prove the claim. It is sufficient in this instance to warrant an exam. That's what you want. If you get to the exam, you're at second base. Okay? The veteran is competent. I gave you that example in the first slide to describe his symptoms and the possible association of the symptoms to his SE service-connected conditions. That's that third bullet comment, and I gave you an example of that, okay? Furthermore, his statement appears credible when considering the evidence at hand. I want to go back to what I have highlighted in red. It is sufficient in this instant to warrant an examination. Guys and girls, they just gave you the blueprint. Look at that wording. All you got to do is flip that wording to what you have. Okay, and change some things around. Simple. Okay, so I gave you a nugget, and then the VA gave you a couple of nuggets in that second slide. So what did I see? Okay, I've seen veterans only service connected for tinnitus. That's it. And they claim, one of the things that they claim secondary to tinnitus, migraines, secondary to tinnitus. Now, there are some people that say, no, there's no way. Yes, there is a way. Not me saying it is because I'm a medical professional, but yes, me saying it because I've actually rated some of those cases where the veterans came in and claimed migraines or headaches secondary to tinnitus. They get service connected. Then the veteran comes in and claims major depressive disorder secondary to migraines, which are service connected at this point. Okay. And then the veteran comes in and claims sleep apnea secondary to the major depressive disorder. Maybe use an intermediate step of obesity or something like that. Okay. So the migraines, service connected to tinnitus, major depressive disorder, secondary to the migraines, and then the sleep apnea, secondary to the major depressive disorder. Now, again, I am not saying go out and claim it this way. If you have a primary condition that has caused something else to be secondary, sure. And if that secondary condition has caused something else, sure. And if that secondary condition has caused something else, sure. Now you know how to do it. I know it may sound too good to be true, but I've actually adjudicated some of these cases. Now, in that second slide, okay, let's do a different scenario. In that second slide, okay, it talked about medication. So let's just still use tinnitus, okay? Major depressive disorder, secondary to tinnitus. The veteran is taking medication for that major depressive disorder. Stomach problems, secondary to the medication for the service-connected major depressive disorder. Okay, so you see how they're stacked, and then the veteran comes back and claims maybe it's possible sleep apnea secondary to major depressive disorder. They are stacking those secondary conditions. A lot of veterans do not know about the secondary conditions or say, oh, I knew about them, but I didn't know how to use them, okay? So again, I'm not saying you have to go out and do it this way, but if you feel you fit any of these scenarios, now you know how to do it. There's 3 elements, okay? 3 elements. You gotta have current lay of medical evidence. And what else in that first bullet comment? Okay, come on, I know you can do it. One of them is a disability or symptoms. All right, then you're competent to give your symptoms, saying, hey, this is what's going on with me, okay? This is not hard. Go back and watch this video again. Take your time, look at your evidence. If you have a diagnosis, fine. That may be, okay, something by having that diagnosis may get you over the hump. Now, the last critical step, and this is important. Remember in the slides it said, in the second slide, it's enough to get you to the examination. That doctor or VA C&P examiner still has to provide a medical opinion with a rationale. Okay, so it's not a given. But on the flip side, if you have your own doctor, they can do the DBQ in Nexus as well. All right, here's a bonus. So if you're still here watching this video, here's a bonus and a huge nugget. Let's just say you're not service connected for tinnitus. Can you still file a secondary claim at the same time you file a claim for tinnitus? Yes, you can. I've seen it as a rater and I've seen veterans win. So you could put the claim in for tinnitus and turn around and claim migraines secondary to the non-service connected claimed tinnitus. So now the VSR or the rater has to order a direct service connection opinion for the tinnitus and a secondary service connection opinion for the migraines. And then you can stack those other ones along the way. Now, if that primary gets denied, it knocks everything else out and they have to deny it, okay? Because you don't have a primary service connected condition, okay? So if you're confused, go back and watch this video again and again and again and take some notes. And again, if you fit the criteria, now you know. If you don't worry about it, all right? So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.